Today we're cooking flat iron steak with chimichurri sauce on a gas grill.
Get some distance.
What are you talking about? Like I can't?
That's all right, I got this. Get ready for one of the last steak recipes you'll ever need. Simple, fast, and loaded with layers of flavor.
Roll the intro. So one of the things with flat iron steak a lot of people don't realize is that it doesn't have any fat content. So that's why it can be considered bland and boring.
One of the things that we like to do is bring layers of flavor to our food. We also like to bring competition style food to your backyard on a gas grill.
One of the reasons we like flat iron steak is because it's one of those things you don't need to babysit for an hour.
Today we're cooking hot and fast for these flat iron steaks. One of the issues we can run into is burnt steak. We've got a special oil we want you to use.
Also with this flat iron steak, today we're going to show you how to make a really good crust for your steak. We're going to season it with layers of flavor, and we're going to show you how to use some special grill grates to get that crust that you like on a gas grill. It's not just any chimichurri, but this is Bluff City Style Chimichurri. So of course we got a little bit of cilantro and fresh parsley that we're going to put in here. Don't worry, we're going to give you the recipe in the description below. It's about a cup and a cup. We have some minced garlic here, a couple cloves. Go ahead and get that in there. Red wine vinegar, and we're going to put about a cup of olive oil. Also have some chili powder, cumin, and salt. Put that right in there. And then we're going to add a little bit of sugar, a couple of shakes, red pepper flakes, and then we're going to squeeze one fresh lime right there in there. And then we're going to mix that up really good. Don't need a blender or anything like that, just whisk it up really good. Some really good flavor to go on these flat iron steaks. What we're going to do is we're going to separate most of this chimichurri right off into a separate bowl. And this way we can keep from cross-contaminating with our raw steaks. This is going to be used for a topping. We're going to take the rest of it, we're going to rub our steak with it. So we have our flat iron steaks here. These have already been cut and butchered. We got these from Kroger, straight out the package. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get these flat iron steaks seasoned. We're going to hit them with a little bit of salt right there on top of it. Coarse salt. We got Himalayan sea salt. Just use some kosher salt if you have it. This is the first layer going down. We're going to hit it with a little bit of ground black pepper right there on top as well. And then we're also going to hit it with a little bit of cumin. It's going to add a solid amount of flavor to these flat iron steaks. And then also a little bit of chili powder right there on top, because we're about to come back with another layer of flavor. What we're going to do is we're going to take our chimichurri that we have remaining, and we're going to pour that all over the flat iron steaks that we have in our pan here. All right, we're going to rub this into our steak. Remember, Joe, I always say this: if you don't love your food, you won't love you back. I'm going to flip it over and get the other side. And get these other sides seasoned up, covered in that chimichurri. Just like that. If you have any of it left in the bottom of the pan, just take it and rub it right over the top here.
Greg has seasoned up our flat iron steaks, and one of the things we want to do to really lock in the flavor is develop a good crust on these flat iron steaks. And we're going to be cooking hot and fast today, and when we cook hot, we're always at risk of burning our steaks, putting a little burnt flavor on them, but we're going to be using a high smoke point oil today. This is avocado oil, got a high temp, 400 degrees, so we're going to go ahead and pre-season our grates. High temp avocado oil. That's going to keep us from burning our steaks while we're on here. One of the things we want to do to make sure we get a good crust today is we've set our gas grill at a medium high heat. We've got our grill grates actually turned upside down, if you see. That'll create a great grilling surface to develop a good crust. We'll be cooking these to about 128, 130 today. Oh, you can hear that sear already. Again, we'll be cooking 128, 130, and we'll be rotating these steaks about every 3 minutes. All right, we've been cooking about 2.5, 3 minutes. It's time to take a look at these flat iron steaks and see how they look. Oh, now that is a beautiful crust right there, Greg. That is looking good. Did an excellent job seasoning these guys up. All right, we've got our flat iron steaks flipped. We're gonna go about another 2.5 minutes, and we're gonna set them off to the side till they finish. All right, we've been cooking about 6 minutes, about 2.5, 3 minutes each side. We're gonna take a look at these flat iron steaks, and they are looking fantastic. Now, one of the best tips we're going to give you today is once you've seared and sealed in all the flavor of this flat iron steak is to go ahead and move these to the top rack. Kind of like an indirect cook. We're going to be treating our grill like an oven at this point and waiting until these flat iron steaks reach about 128 before we pull them off for a rest. But we are going to go ahead and give it a quick check, see where we're at. All right, we're in about 6 minutes. Remember, these flat iron steaks are thin and they cook quick. We're at about 107. We got another 20 degrees to go before we pull these flat irons from the grill. All right, we've got our flat iron steaks here. We cooked about 3 minutes each side, put them on the top rack. At Bluff City, we do not cook to time, we cook to temperature. And again, we're looking for about 128 on these steaks, maybe 130, and that's where we're gonna pull them. You can see here, we're right at that mark, that magic mark. These are gonna be wonderful, juicy flat iron steaks. All right, we've cooked these flat iron steaks to perfection. They are seasoned and loaded with layers of flavor. This is just the way we like it at Bluff City. One of the last things we want to do is we're going to rest these flat iron steaks, let those juices redistribute. We're going to tint these guys for about 10 minutes and then slice and serve.
All right, Joe's taking these flat iron steaks off of the gas grill and they have rested for about 10 minutes and they are looking delicious. Nice crust on there, nice sear. They're looking juicy. We're gonna go ahead and slice into one of these bad boys right now, right down the middle. It should be a perfect medium rare. And that is perfect right there. And when you cook these flat irons, one of the ways to make sure they come out nice and tender is you want to make really, really thin cuts of the flat iron steak, just like this. So we're going to slice this one thin, all the way down. Make sure the steak comes out really nice and tender. And then we're going to take a little bit of that leftover chimichurri. We're just going to spoon that right over the top of it. And there you have it. Flat iron steak with chimichurri on a gas grill.